Say it with me. Tohoku. Tohoku. Got my Tohoku boxes. I didn't even know that's how you pronounce it. Welcome back channel. Ern here. My head is it. Whatever. Deal with it. Welcome back channel. I buy, sell, trade, collect, and grade. And this is my channel where I talk about things in the hobby and I don't have any content ideas. So today we're going to go back to the roots and I'm going to show you what came in the mail. And we're going to open up some stuff. And that's basically it. It's a show and tell video, not much else. No market talk, no drama, no market watch, no car, no nothing. We're just going to walk through what's on my desk, what I bought, so you can see the inner workings of a madman. Real quick, as I always forget, please, if you enjoy the channel, leave a comment, like, subscribe, whatever, do your thing. Ask questions. I literally respond or like or thumbs up everything. Literally everything. I had a guy in one of the videos say, "You're ruining the Magic hobby." And you know what I did? I liked and thumbs it up. So any engagement is good engagement. I would appreciate it. And let's get into this video. All right, welcome to the inner workings of a madman. Today, look at that box. Just got another one. I have had a bunch of stuff come in from Japan. Okay, I got to make sure I hide all the incriminating stuff here. It was delayed. It's coming in. The tariffs are kicking in. It's just a mess. So I thought I would walk you guys through a couple of things on my desk, even though my desk is a mess, and show you everything that I have in terms of Pokemon, maybe some Final Fantasy, in this. What is that? Dirty. I got to wash these things. You know, having a playmat it's kind of frustrating because when it gets dirty, it is not fun to clean. But let's go through some Pokemon. So, first things first, I am wearing my neck camera, so my mount is on that right now. So wherever I look, you will be able to see. Only downside is I have to look down. So, armored Mewtwo. Let me just walk you through this. I bought these new and unconditioned, which is incredibly risky. If you're unaware, let me open this up. This Armored Mewtwo in Japanese came out in a time and era where Pokemon released these pucks. And these pucks, I believe they go to there's an arcade game from back in the day that you would place this puck on and you would play, I don't know what the game was called. And you would use this, the puck, and you carry, you go to Japan, you see a bunch of kids play and they have a bunch of pucks, which is cool. The downside of this promo is about half of the time, this puck leaves an indent on the back of the card. So if you ever look at the pop report, if you've ever looked at these cards, they are actually really easy to get unsealed. Or well, they were, let me reframe that. They were for a long time up until the recent boom. Now they're a little bit more difficult. But if they are sold raw, you're pretty much guaranteed that they are going to be damaged or lightly played. And so I took a risk because I bought it from a site that I usually buy from. I'm not going to mention them, that I trust their conditions, but they did not condition them. So that's a very clear difference where they did not say this is a near mint or S grade or A tier card. They just said that this is brand new. However, they do have copies that are conditioned in A- and B. And so I figured, you know what, with this card spiking, which is unbelievable, at 500 in the PSA 10 600, I figured, you know what, I'm crazy. I could have bought this card for $15 $20 back in the day, $100 in the PSA 10. Why wouldn't I just try and get some? And I'm going to show you exactly why you should not do this. Right, you see that there? That is why you did not play this mini game that I am playing. Now, this card can still be sold as near mint, but that is that's why you don't buy these when they're new. So unfortunate, kind of predicted that, but I am a I'm a gambler of sorts. I'm not going to go through the rest of these because this video is going to be way too long. But sorry, buddy, I cannot believe in English this is a $6,500 card in the PSA 10. That is blowing my mind. Okay, we're going to move on. Just going to throw the trash. Get out of here. Next up, we're going to go through for you modern lovers out there, and for you people who think I'm just a shill of random stuff I don't actually buy. I put my money where my mouth is, and I'm crazy. And when I saw the opportunity to buy more than 20 copies of a card from one source that I know is not going to condition check, I took it. So here we have 50 copies of the Victini. Yeah. Someone out there is like, no, that's my card. It's an amazing promo. What can I say? From the Victini black and white box, this is 50 copies. I think I paid $8 each. And, promos basically from all of Scarlet and Violet, really, the print quality is not the best. However, if you're going to buy this card and you want it to be unconditioned, you would probably want to buy it from a source who just doesn't care. You want to buy it from someone who's just trying to offload the singles so that they can make some money back. And that's what I did. I bought it from a store that sells a lot of packs, and I could tell that they're just trying to sell the promos to make some money back. So in that case, you get cards that are unconditioned. They're likely near mint. They come out of the packaging. And you're only relying at that point on print quality. And safe for me to say, outside of this edge, that might pass. I got lucky here. It's a white dot. So, will this 10? Maybe. It's possible. But that's the risk to reward ratio. That's why I don't just buy onesie, twosie copies off a TCG player anymore. I think that a lot of sellers and a lot of collectors are getting smarter, and they're not just dumping, their PSA 10 copies. And so if I'm going to buy a card and specialize in it, spec in it, as I say, then that is the way I would approach it. And, I think part of it too, I would just like to emphasize, I'm a believer and I'm a collector. And so it's not just like, I'm going to make a ton of money. Awesome. It's more so an appreciation for the card, the artwork. Damn it. See, that's a 9. What I'll probably do is just sell this back on the market. Yeah, the corners. This is why you don't play this game with promos and box collections, because that is what happens. Those corners are very, very normal. And so, getting a 10 in a lot of those boxes, let's look at it. Let's look at a couple more. Is very difficult. This one, small white dot up here. White dot down there. This one, small white dot up here. This is actually not bad because it's on the edge. And bottom left, that might be worth trying. Small white dot up top left. This one's pretty good. So this is the name of the game, right? You have enough capital. You don't just invest all your money. You have enough capital. You look at the opportunities in the market and cards and things that are going to catch a premium. And then, I wouldn't say it's going all in, but, this is way different than buying 1 and 2 and trying it out, right? I'm making I might try that with CGC. Concerted effort to, if I really believe, I'm going to be more than half foot in. So let me just sleeve these ones up. These probably won't 10, but you never know. I'm going to send some CGC. So I'm going to put that there. This one here. So this is the kind of stuff that, this is the mini game. This is the engagement in the hobby. It's all about finding the thing that you enjoy doing and can afford to do. And for me, as crazy as it sounds, even though there's a chance I might lose money, I enjoy doing this. So there's no issue with that. So I'll go through that stuff later as well. There's trash, throw it over there. There's that. Let's go. Where do we want to go here? I'll show off my McDonald packs. A bunch of these. I've not decided. I've already opened up 20 something. I have 130. I've not decided what to do with them yet. I actually am going to keep a handful long term. Really like the promos. But the PSA 10 prices are actually, the pre-sale PSA 10 prices are actually lower than I thought. I mean, it sounds kind of weird because it's $200, which is still 10x the price. But I thought it would go for like $300 or $400, to be honest. So if you're looking for a PSA 10 copy, there will be a lot of them. But in Japan, some of those sellers are pre-selling at $200, which I actually don't think that's too bad. That sounds weird for me to say. The cut is bad on these cards. They're consistently, it's kind of a dice roll, and so if you're buying them raw, probably not recommended. If you're buying them in a sealed pack, probably recommended for your best chance. All right, we're gonna go through some Sun and Moon stuff, and this is stuff that I'm just gonna, low key bulk grade, and then the ones that I can't, sell them off at like 50, 60, 70%. So if you ever want some near mint stuff that is not gonna probably 10, oh my god, that card just destroyed. You see that? This is a Porygon Gym promo. So back in the day, they still do this in Japan. You would go to different destinations like card stores and play, and you get the promos that have these gym stamps. I've always been fond of these. I don't want to say they're slept on. I don't think people know about them, but I like the stamp, and this card's ruined. I got a bunch of these Porygons. I got a handful of these in anticipation for celebrations, or not celebrations, the 25th. And you can tell, like in Japanese, right? This is like a $9 card. In Japanese, these are worth more. The PSN 10 pops, I think, actually don't know. I don't want to speak out of turn. I think they might be higher in Japanese. Yeah, so you get like Flying Pikachu. I'm not saying you should buy these. I'm not recommending you should. But, my Playing with Fire video, I really like this promo, by the way, is about like understanding your risk. Are you able to sell through? Are you able to take this stuff on? Because this could be dead money. I could lose 20%. I could, get sick, and then I'm going to hold on to this for like a month because I'm getting, just like so many things can happen. You got to be careful when you look at what other people are doing with my Japanese stuff in trying to copy them, because this, I know what I'm doing and it also works for me. That's what I want to highlight. And so, I'm also of the attitude like most people, good luck catching what I'm doing, because I'm not. I sound like such a jackass. Anyway, just I'm not worried, because I'm not worried sharing a lot of what I'm doing, because I don't see real competition, because we're doing things a lot different. That's probably the best way of explaining it. So I bought more of these promos, and I've purchased hundreds before. Grade, TCG player, sell wherever else. More of these promos. I love this promo as well. This is actually probably one of my more favorite ones with Zardy Boy. Pika. We have some base EX Pikas. All right. And then Scarlet Sword and Shield Charizard Vs. Just a bunch of popular Pokemon. Cheaper stuff that I can grade. I can resell easily, have someone bulk buy them. Yeah, these are nothing magical here. And this is, I can't stress enough, like, this is where you got to figure out what your sauce is and what you're comfortable with, because some people are going to look at this and be like, why are you buying $2 cards? I don't look at it as a $2 card, because it's going to net me 8, 10, it depends on what the outlet is. So this Zard, which just came out in English in that promo, what is it called? Lenticular box, Crowny Boy. Radiant Zards, look at this Pringle chip card. Super bent. So yeah, just wanted to share that. No space left. We're going to go through this last package, and then some slabs, and then, man, I think that's really it. More Sun and Moon stuff. Let me clear this out. So, a lot of people are talking about Modern, Destined Rivals, Black and White. A lot of people are looking and saying the same things. I can tell you from experience, the stuff that you see, and when you figure out mechanisms to sell through, no one talks about this stuff. I mean, I guess on 25th stuff people are talking about a little bit, but like, I have not seen a single video from anyone I watch where people are like, you know what, these are really good opportunities. You should probably be doing it. And a lot of the time, that content that you watch, most people aren't doing it. They're just highlighting what other people are doing. I am showing you, quote me verbatim, exactly what I'm doing. I'm not encouraging you to do it because this works for me. And also, you won't be able to compete with me. Sorry, I'm telling myself to have that attitude just so I feel good about my decisions. I'm such a jerk. Yeah, I got some Zidanes, some Silvally. Love this Detective Pikachu. GX's, Kangaskhan, promo, gym promo, Jirachi. Just the usual, just, whatever. And let's see what else. Jirachi, Jolty. I mean, where in English can you get this card near mint, right? It'll probably 10. Not that one. That has a little ding. This one. In bulk. Like this. Like, you can't find that in English. So, you guys know, as I've said, English versus Japanese. Japanese has always been my jam. Print quality and just the culture around how the Japanese treat their cards and sell versus, in America is just way different. So you got these guys, which I really like, Gengar, and I guess some more expensive tag teams, which I like. This one won't 10, it'll probably 9. These GXs, why did I buy that? Snorlax, Eevee. Oh yeah, I'm keeping this actually. Yeah, that's it. That's it for that. Actually, one more pack. Let's go through the last pack. I genuinely don't remember what I bought because this is like, I don't know, 6 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, maybe. Celebrations. I do not remember buying this many Tapu, whatever, and then more Pikas. So, I think this card's actually gone up to like $70 now. So, that's the Pokemon. Let me show you my grading stash, and then I will top it off with some Final Fantasy. Actually, I'll showcase my desk real quick. If you haven't seen the desk before, shout out to Leo Hater TCG. This is a Russian Ancient Origins PSA 7 Machamp. He gifted to me. Means a lot. Russian cards are very hard to find, let alone a Machamp card. So thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. Japanese Tag Bolt. Evolutions ETB, Unbroken Bonds ETB, or Booster. Shining Legends, Booster Box, Japanese. This box that I bought for $2,300, and then within a month, it more than doubled. This has both the Team Magma and Team Aqua Kyogre and Groudons in it. And so that one I'm keeping for a collector one day who will potentially pay, I don't know. That box will continue to go up as long as those cards go up. So definitely slept on, hard to find. You have Hidden Fates in Japanese. Whoops, sorry. Hidden Fates in Japanese. Tag Team All-Stars GX. And then my first coin that I bought, collectible, 5 ounces, giant quarter. I don't know why I bought it. It just really resonated. Evolving Skies, Evolutions, Celestial Storm Japanese, Eevee Heroes, all this other junk. I just actually want to showcase these 3 cards. This is Gyarados from Heart Gold Soul Silver, I think, with a fat swirl. This is my second copy of Team Rocket's Dark Electrode. If you don't know, I'm a Machamp and Electrode collector, and I got these singles from a friend of mine, Aloha, Hawaii 5-0. Jeez, I was gonna say Aloha TCG. And this scissor, just an amazing card. Anyway, I have them on my desk. I really like the artworks. Let's go through grading pile stuff. So there's gonna be some Final Fantasy. Hit the snooze button, come back. Actually, let me show you some of these. Bought this from my friend Killa Cards. It's a strong 9. If I can get this coin, can you see that? Let's open this up. if I can get this corner smoothed out. Can you see this? Really hard to show. If I get this smoothed out, this card is immaculate, except for that corner. And so another mini game I like to play, crack 9s and try to get 10s. You know, we'll see. It's a gamble. And a 10 is 2K, and a 9 is 320. And then the card that I think is in a bubble, Gengar Mimikyu. It probably has some light scratches because other than that, the back centering's a little off. But this looks like a pretty good 10 candidate. So, what I will do on something like this, I will probably crack both of these twice if I have to. And then at that point, if I can't get 10s on them, then I will just take them as whatever grades they come back. This is a 2K card and 10. This is like $1,200 still. So you do the math with grading fees. It's definitely worth a shot. I don't recommend people to do that because unless you've graded a lot of cards and you can spot condition, I wouldn't recommend it. This is my I bought a PSA 9 Sephiroth, real cheap, $750. This card has a 95% gem rate. And so this one specifically, I need to figure out what's wrong with it because there are like 10 PSA 9s. This is one of them. So I'm going to crack this one as well. Let's go through grading pile. I'll do Pokemon, and I'll just segue into Pokemon altogether. This is my delayed grading pile of stuff. A handful of these that did not get to go out. They came a little bit late. Sun and Moon. Sun and Moon fans. Sun and Moon cards are not easy to grade. The centering can be off. They're older. 9s are very typical. So I've graded 5 of these and 4 of these. They all came back 9s, except for one of these and a 10. Gengar VMAX. I don't know where I got this. Bought this at a show months ago. So some of these cards I just found because they were in one of these stacks that I just forgot about. A lot of these cards I got from Hawaii 5-0. Shout out to Hawaii 5-0. Just random, E-Series. Look at that fat swirl. Executor, Level X. One of my favorite cards, Politoed. He doesn't get enough love. Just some random stuff here and there. XY Sun and Moon Trainers. Super underrated. Love these. Dude, another dude. I don't know their names. And then girl, another girl. So, sorry, I'm terrible with some of the names of the characters that aren't popular. That said, what else do we have on the desk? Oh, yeah, I got a couple piles of stuff. I have made it very public that I did not buy the recent Chinese stuff until as of late because I saw opportunity. So I've purchased 10 copies of the Umbreon through a good source. I'm going to grade them. 5 of them I'm going to grade. The other 5 I'm going to probably sell raw. Captain Pika Pika. If you want the ones I don't think will 10 on the Umbreon and the Captain Pika Pika, let me know. But, the market's basically told us these cards are staying. They're worth the price. And so, I don't need any more information. I don't need to wait anymore. I see the opportunity. If I can get them cheap, I'm going to do that. McDonald's. Yeah, it's McDonald's stuff. Then I actually want to show a couple more things. 2 cards in particular. I think you guys have seen this. This is CP6 20th anniversary. Yeah, that's all. And then this stack this is one of my favorite sets that I have that I'm going to try to grade. They're not all going to get a 10. This is a complete PCG Pokepark. So there's 3 Pokepark promo sets. I forget. This is I forget the names. It's this set. So these exclusive arts are only in Japanese. I also got these from Hawaii 5-0. Shout out to him. They're sealed. I was debating just selling them as a set, but honestly, I missed out on these early when I was collecting a lot of Japanese, and I figured, what? Let's just try to send these. This is not going to 10. It's going to 9. But even a 9, it'll do well. A complete set of these is incredibly hard to find. That's brand new, sealed. Any of these are hard to find sealed. In 10s, so a sealed set probably can go for like 1,000 to 1,200 if the cards are all near mint. Look at Mudkip. Like, look at these arts. These arts are amazing, right? Who cares about Tauros? But, you know, this card's awesome. Jirachi. PSA 10 for some of these cards is like 300, 400, 500. And so if you can get a 10 on, I think, the Suicune, the Ray, some of them, if you get a 10, it's well worth it. But they're hard. They're really hard to find raw. Okay. Next up, we are going to go through Final Fantasy. Boring. And then that's going to be it. And that's my show and tell for today. So let's go through the Final Fantasy grading pile. As promised, I'm grading a lot of Tifa Martial Artist and Surge. Lightning, of course. And then my Japanese Yuna. I did sell my Black Label English Yuna Surge Foil. I'll cover it in the market video. I sold it for 5.8. I netted 5.3. 5,300 for a card in a PSA 10 that's going for 700. I effectively got 7.5 times the multiple of a PSA 10. That is really good. So if you're unaware, Black Labels, they do fetch a higher premium, but sometimes for games that aren't popular or for cards that are not worth that much, you'll only get like 3 to 5x the multiple over a PSA 10. Getting 7 for a game like Final Fantasy is huge. These are just other odds and ends from Final Fantasy that I decided to grade. No rush on these. I'll send these at bulk and they come back. I'm grading a lot of these scene cards. These art, I don't know what they're called exactly. I'm just having some inventory, that kind of thing. And I have some Final Fantasy slabs, and then that will be it. So this is recent inventory that came in. So if you're a buyer of Final Fantasy, hit me up. Let's go through the cheaper stuff. We have English and Japanese. This is not the Neon Chocobo, just borderless foil. Amazing looking cards. I think right now they're going for like 300 each. You have the Surge Yuna, Hope of Spira, Tara Branford foil in Through the Ages. I'm probably going to keep Through the Ages PSA 10s. One Y'shtola. I think there's 2 Y'shtolas in the stack. Borderless foil Sephiroth. And then a Surge foil Sephiroth. I need to make sure I keep these separate because these are the sell pile. Terra Surge and a PSA 10. This is like a $700 card right now. Another Japanese Sephiroth. I have it listed at like 6 something. Unfortunately, it doesn't go as much as English, but the pop is much lower. Another borderless foil Sephiroth. My PSA or my BGS 10 Yuna. Hoping to sell that. Now, I sent her and her sister in for graded card review with Beckett. One of them came back, the Black Label. This one came back, and they said that they wouldn't upgrade it. And they wouldn't upgrade it because of this edge. BGS Pristine 10 Y'shtola. I might keep this. Actually, I'm going to send some of these back in to see if they will re-review and potentially give me a Black Label. It's highly unlikely, but, it's worth trying. I have 4 Chocobos here. BGS 10 pink. So 2 pinks. 2 greens. I'm also going to be sending these back in to see if they will Black Label. I've already sent these 3 twice. So one more time. That's it. I promise. This one I have not sent in yet. These 2 guys, amazing. 2 BGS 10 Sephiroths. Very nice. BGS 10 will probably go for like 2,000 each, I think. PSA 10 still at like 1,500, and so there should be a decent premium. And there also aren't that many on market. Cloud, Midgard Mercenary, PSA 10. This is like a $700 card right now. Another Y'shtola. She's about 1,100, 1,200, I think. Another Sephiroth Surge foil. And one PSA 7 Aerith. I'm going to crack her and sell her raw. I think there's some scratches, but this is still qualified as near mint. So I'll probably just sell it as near mint raw. It's a shame. I've looked through it multiple times. I can't really find anything. So, folks, that's really it. That's all I got. If you ever want to do a coin flip, I'm your guy. Just wanted to share some stuff, keep the market talk a little light today, and so you can see what I'm doing. If you have any comments or questions, let me know. If I can help you in any way, let me know. But that's it for the video. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.